Good afternoon, Fossil Ridge. I'm Mr. Bekken, or most people just know me as Bekken, and welcome to today's homeroom lesson on drugs and alcohol. I'm your school's drug and alcohol counselor, and today we get to have a fun talk on harm reduction, drugs and alcohol, and how you can be supported at the school. I know that talking about drugs and alcohol can be a sensitive topic to some people, so if you absolutely need a break, please talk to your teacher and follow up with your teacher or follow up with your school counselor and make sure that you're just really supported here in the school today. My goal is to educate, but also bring some lightness and entertainment to this topic that we're going to talk about today. So as a drug and alcohol counselor, my job is to support you all as students in the school. I do a handful of different things. Sometimes I'll go and present in a classroom, but oftentimes I'm just meeting with students individually and one-on-one. Part of that is the Alternative to Suspension program, which we have worked with the deans on. What that means is if you get in trouble here at the school, you can defer some of your suspension days to come and have some sessions with me here in my office, which is also a really good time. I also try to make myself available for students to just come and sign up and have some time to talk. A lot of times we're not necessarily talking about drugs and alcohol in this room. A lot of times it is just talking about different things going on in your life, whether that be some mental health issues or it may just be talking about some good old high school drama. So come by if you need to chat sometime, and we'll make that work here. I also work with the other 4 high schools in town. We work on a cohort, and we are also putting on a major event in a few weeks called Mental Health Matters to just bring mental health awareness to a lot of you, your age group of people, to bring supports and know how you can be supported in the city and how you can be supported in your schools. And that will be on April 17th at Rocky High School starting at 5:30. So come on by if you want to learn more about mental health and how you can be supported in your schools and in your community. A lot of people have asked me why I became a drug and alcohol counselor after working as a bartender for so long and trading that life for this life over here. Simply put it, I believe that every high school student deserves to be supported through all their things that they're going through in school, whether that be drugs and alcohol, mental health, drama issues, issues at home, to be supported in there. I have lost many friends and family members to substance abuse, and I know how difficult that can be, and I wish I had someone that I could talk to in high school when I was going through something like that. So it's really cool to be able to be here in the school and to be able to support you all as students here at Fossil Ridge. Today will be pretty cool. We'll get to hear from a few different people in the school. Our SRO, Officer Adam, will be talking. Our campus monitors, Jacob and Leslie, will be able to talk to. And our Dean of Students, Dr. Getty, will be able to share some with you as well too. So we have some pretty fun little activities that we're going to get to share, and some fun videos for you all to watch as well too. So a little bit about drugs and alcohol as we're doing this introduction here. The most popular substance abuse for high school students right now is going to be alcohol. And I know that we live in Fort Collins, a major brewery town, and I'm sure most of you have alcohol that's pretty easily accessible in your house right now. But probably what you didn't know is students that start drinking in high school are 4 times as likely to become alcoholics later on in life. And the most important part about that, as you're in high school, and if you do take part in that, is that you do not get behind the wheel and you stay safe whenever you're doing those. So if you're with someone who has been drinking, please do not get behind the wheel or in the car with them, and stay safe with that as well. I know your parents might get upset with you for consuming alcohol, but it's way better to stay safe than to deal with upset parents. The really cool part about Colorado in regards to that is the Good Samaritan law. So if you do consume too much, or your friends do consume too much, call somebody, call 911, and they will come and help you, and you will not get in trouble for anything. You might get in trouble with your parents, but the law won't be upset with you. They'll just be happy that you stayed safe. So please do that and stay safe when it comes to having anything to consume. In most of you all know that in our high school, vaping is a pretty big popular thing. And most of the students that I talk with at the school say that they started vaping when they were in middle school. And the common theme is that they wish they never started. The amount of nicotine that is in these things right now are far beyond what any cigarette has ever been. And consuming so much more of that is affecting so much of our students' motivation, activity levels, and being able to cope with even the mundane things without having to have nicotine. My biggest thing is just to keep your brain safe and to not use nicotine until your brain is fully developed. So please come and meet with me if that's ever a case and you need to come and talk to someone about needing to quit vaping. It's a huge thing right now in our school, and yeah, support your friends. If your friends are trying to quit, please don't vape around them. If your friends are trying to quit, encourage them to do that, and just be a good friend when it comes to those things. In the United States right now, the FDA does not regulate what is put in vapes. So it could be any sort of different things. There could be harmful metals in there, different oils that are okay to consume, but not okay for your lungs to be able to take in on those things. Right now in the world, 47 countries have banned vaping because they don't know the long-term effects about it. And you as high school students are going to be the ones who are going to give that data on what the long-term effects of those are. Our grandparents were smoking cigarettes, and we saw what happened to their lungs with cancer and things like that because we didn't know the long-term effects of smoking. Now you all are consuming something with far more nicotine in it, and we get to unfortunately see what the long-term effects of those are later on down the road. So encourage your friends and yourself to avoid that if you can. And if you haven't started, please don't. I know we live in Colorado. In Colorado, marijuana is legal. But it's legal for those who are over 21 years old, not for high schoolers. And there's a big reason for that. Marijuana, even though it is a natural substance that grows from the ground, it is a mind-altering substance. And anytime you have those things, it will replace the natural chemicals in your brain and make your brain not be able to produce those chemicals naturally anymore. So you're just going to need more and more of that substance to be able to make you feel good. And I know technically that marijuana is not an addictive substance, but anything in this world can be addictive. Just look at your cell phones and how addictive those are. And something that is mind-altering will be addictive to you as well too. So protect your brain and stay away from that if you can. And I know a lot of students that I talk to say, well, they use weed to be able to fall asleep. And that might be true. It may be helpful for you to fall asleep, but in the long term, it's affecting your sleep in a negative way and not being able to reach full REM cycles. So yes, while it may help you fall asleep, it's really affecting you in the long term. So again, please wait till your brain is fully developed to engage in those substances over there. This last year was a really tough year in the United States. So we had over 110,000 overdose deaths in the United States. And most of that is caused from the opioid epidemic and the increase of fentanyl. Fentanyl is in everything nowadays, and it is the leading cause of adults from 18 to 45. And most people don't know that it's in some sort of substance that they're taking. Right now in Colorado, it is all over the place. So please be safe when it comes to things like that. Don't buy any drugs from someone you don't know because they could be laced with this very deadly drug. This drug is 50 to 100 times more powerful than heroin, and again, it is in so much stuff. Right now in the state of Colorado, there are numerous cases of parents being charged because their children have accidentally taken fentanyl pills and died from those. So it's all over the place right now. It's highly addictive and out there very, very readily. And our country is trying to fight back on that, but it is still flooding into our country as well. And most people say that, no one starts with those hard drugs right away, but these ones are easier and easier to get a hold of and easier to take at a party or with friends, or just when you're by yourself and curious and want to see what it feels like to take those pills. So please just be very, very careful with it. The United States is only one of 2 countries in the world that allows for pharmaceutical companies to be able to advertise, and we see these advertisements everywhere. And while most of them are harmless and are trying to help you, there are many that can be forming addictive habits, especially with those pain medications that a lot of us can get prescribed, especially athletes. If they get hurt and get prescribed pain medications, it's a lot easier to become addicted to those. And then when you come off of those, it could be easy to find those pills out and about. So whatever you do, don't take any pills that you don't know what they are, and please stay away from those as much as you can. All of these substances that we've talked about and so many more are killing brain cells. And my encouragement to you is to wait until your brain is fully developed if you're going to engage in substance. I know that abstinence is not going to happen in a high school, and that's just the reality. But what I really want to encourage is harm reduction, and those things that are causing harm in your bodies, to reduce those. Much like we wear seatbelts in the cars, we need something else for you all to be able to reduce those harms in your bodies. So again, if you do drink, stay home, don't drive, and be safe and be with friends and family who really, really care about you if you're in those situations. So that being said, let's watch this next video on harm reduction, and I'll see you all here again in a few minutes. Thanks.